All right, let's welcome everybody to the Uncast, where I am going to introduce myself, Beau, and I'm with Dubs. Or did you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so anyway, already I feel like it's way uptight. like I'm following rules. I'm a Catholic school kid. I'm wearing a Socrates shirt, going with the suicide theme of. Oh, great! So let's mention that at the first unalived self, or whatever they call it, the kids Z.
Oh, I'm not sure what you're talking about. What is this?
Okay, by the way, I've gotten used to calling Generation Z ZETARDS. I'm. You're supposed to, allegedly, you're not supposed to do something in the first 10 minutes. This is like myth to me. I don't know. It's legend, right?
Yeah.
So, like, you don't play music, you don't do bad words or anything.
Gotcha. Yeah, to get by the censors or whatever.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I'm like saying words that they don't use in their even language. Okay. So anyway, I'm Beau Dubs. So my whole thing is I'm wrapping my life up, and I've got two things that are basically answers to the universe. And I want to talk about what qualifies as an answer to the universe. What gives me the authority to speak as a world savior. I guess Easter. So it's an Easter cast.
Yep.
No reference to Jesus or anything. But I do want to ask: do you know how did Jesus pronounce his own name?
Oh,
Let's see. Are you a good Christian? Because look, in the Western world, we're all Christian. Everyone in the Western world is Christian. We are influenced by it. This is my kind of same statement about how we're all woke, because anything that comes into society, it pervades. Sorry. How would you say his name?
Oh, I mean, I've only ever heard it as Jesus. I mean, other than Jesus, right? Like the Hispanic version. But and that was never a topic, which is an interesting question, though.
Yes. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
So I find that interesting that Christians are not interested in that, is my interest. Like, why wouldn't you? Because you're saying this person is rather important to the whole situation.
Yeah.
So pronouncing his name, and also when they say the power of his name, I'm like, okay, so the power of his name, that sounds like you really want to get back to what did he actually call himself?
Right.
Anyway,
and I've heard like people go into details about Yahweh and like the not saying the Lord's name a certain way, like being sacred if it's said a certain way and not the other. So it's interesting that Jesus in particular, they haven't at least I don't recall anyone going deep on that.
Yeah, the Jews were killing people for pronouncing the name of Yahweh, and then Jesus, Christians are like, they don't even know how to pronounce his name. No, so that's how they did that. They don't want to blaspheme the Lord, so they don't know his name.
I mean, that's one way to avoid it.
It's Yeshua.
Is that right?
Yeshua. That's if you look at these things, like there's two channels. Let's Talk Religion for Breakfast. Like Let's Talk Religion is one of them. Religion for Breakfast is another. They talk about religion in all kinds of details and in a great, objective, respectful way, which is so strange, when you see atheists being disrespectful. Because you would think an atheist would want to explain the religion and not but there's so much dissing of things. They're like, okay, look, just tell me what the belief system is. And I have the interest in the, the sociological structure, the anthropological thing,
Right.
Where was I going with that? Jesus. Oh, yeah, sure. So there you go. There's your Easter gift, right? Yeah, sure.
Literally like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's almost like that, but there's a little bit of a rolling of the R at the end. So, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
That sounds made up, but okay.
Well, that's what they're the experts. The best experts are saying that this kind of thing is probably what it is. Who knows, right? He could have said,
Now, that's totally plausible.
He could have had a nickname. Yesho up in this hizzy. So, what I've done is I've laid out 6 small half shots of apple juice, if anyone's confused. If this were alcohol, I would say this is one technique of limiting your drinking by taking half shots. So last time I had 4.5 drinks of apple juice, and I think that was too much for me because I've gotten used to not drinking so much apple juice. And so there we go. And I put the apple juice in my Benchmark Kentucky Straight Bourbon liquor because the Benchmark, we've never talked about the Benchmark, right?
No, not in any detail.
I mentioned it one time for a bit. What do you remember about what the Benchmark is as far as 1-to-1 representation?
Oh gosh, I have no recollection.
Oh, so and the way to remember it is not that this is a way, but what it is the boar is everybody,
Mhm.
including the tail.
Including the tail, you say?
Yeah, the people that voted for themselves.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
You're in the boar, but you're a psycho. Like,
Right.
oh my god. So when you say the boar of the body of elected representatives of U.S. Adult citizens to do some task that the United States, I'm trying to push that we all get together and get representatives to report on the federal government. I think that's the first board we need to form. Report on the federal government. And so Dubs has chosen Chris Starwald. I've chosen Tom Massey. And it doesn't matter who you choose. No one's paying attention. That's the whole point. Once 2 million to 4 million of us choose, we're in the area of significance that can sway some elections. And so that would allow someone to put together a website and form something and do something with this. So all you got to do now at this point is just elect representatives. Why was I bringing that up?
Something to do with the
you didn't know the boar.
Apple juice.
Yeah. Anyway, so the boar is everybody. If you vote for yourself, so let's say you say, you want me to vote for who to report on the federal government? I'm going to vote for me. I'm going to speak for myself. So you're sacrificing your vote because you're going to be with the idiots, literally, that voted for themselves. That's the original Greek definition of a idiot. You remember that from our last
I do remember that one.
I mean, so what we have is all these words like imbecile, idiot, and all this. Like, let's get to there's a lot of different types of stupid. We can really start assigning actual types of stupid and be accurate about it. So when you call someone an idiot, it should be, no, he's not an idiot, because everybody believes that. So that's that. Oh, the boar has the tail like an animal boar. The benchmark is the bacon. So what does this have to do with liquor? But I mean, apple juice. Well, but I've called it the benchmark. You know, it's my brother's name. Yeah. And so we have our situation is, the gist of it is Dubs is back in town from a 4-year hiatus. We haven't talked much. And so we're catching up on things, and we're trying to keep it fresh with the conversation. And we're bringing up things. I'm trying to get him to understand this concept of one-to-one representation. Very hard to understand. I do want to talk about the other answer to the universe that I never end up talking about because it's just not, it's so simple, but it's what I call curated wisdom, whatever we want to call that. So we've never talked about that.
That is, yeah. No, that's there.
But that's the one that most people would find understandable, and it's a very simple thing, but it has as much a positive effect on society. So I have things I want to talk about, way too many, and they're all disheveled in that, but we'll deal with that. The last stream we went way over time because Dubs was like saying, "Oh, please, I've had enough," and I'm like going through this like I'm finishing my plate, like a Catholic school kid that has to just follow the rules. I'm like, no. We'll talk about these later. It's easy. We're just going to relax. We're going to have about an 86-minute stream, and which is 6 cents, 6% of the day, and we're just going to do that. What are you thinking?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's dive into your content.
Dive in. Okay, so let's get into some of this. I came across. So this is like the things I was discarding, but this is like an old sheet I used for productivity. See, it has all kinds of things that I need to do, a checklist. It has the day up here. So this is the whole day. You can map out your day. Like if you have a dentist appointment, you can just scratch that in. You're going to meet somebody, kind of at a glance, you can kind of visualize the day if you want to. And then there's me. You can't see it there, but it's me drinking the untard juice. It's a good reminder,
That focused earlier. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it was. I did want to tell you about the other time we did this with my friend Brian from the show, because Brian's an old friend, still with him, still friends, and we. I wanted to do a thing where we talk about one-to-one representation, the benchmark, because I was calling it the benchmark back then, so he wouldn't recall the words one-to-one. I took it for granted that was a simple thing that everyone understood. So we put those chairs, right? Those like astronaut chairs that we were in yesterday, and wedged them under the table. There are no wheels on them. They're wedged under the table, and the camera was right here, so it had our like profile here and his profile here, kind of thing. And it was a nightmare. He did not want to talk about it. He just didn't want to talk about it, so he wasn't responding.
Yeah.
We ran out of drink and food and whatever, and we're stuck in these astronaut chairs, like we're literally in space, stuck. We're nowhere to go. Forced to talk about. So he's forced to talk about something he doesn't want to talk about. I'm forced to sit with someone that doesn't want to talk about something that I thought we understood. We're going to talk about this. And it was a nightmare. It would have been a wedge had it been recorded. It wasn't even recording, So the whole thing was a complete nightmare.
Oh no.
Because I didn't even realize it later until the end, because it was that we ran out of alcohol, whatever we were drinking. Because we, why am I so uptight this stream? For the other streams, I'm
Yeah, you're too prepared this time.
letting loose. Well, we're 11 minutes in. If that is the myth is real, but that was just wanted to share that nightmare you could have. We could do. Oh, and also we could do that where there's something about it being locked in. There's something fun about that.
Doesn't sound fun. Like, what do you mean?
No, it doesn't sound fun, but it is an adventure, and it's not even fun. It's not fun. It's an adventure. So it's a different kind of fun. It's like you have to redefine.
It's an experience. Got it.
Words are whatever I say they are. Okay, so in the news.
Oh yeah, I have a number of things in the news. What do you have there?
Oh, did you want to go back and forth already?
No, we're good.
Okay, we'll do a news and we'll go back and forth.
No, I want to continue in your content.
Okay. Progressive stacking. Are you familiar with this term? Nobody's familiar with this. It shouldn't be. Progressive stacking. It's a woke thing.
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, progressive stacking is just one word for it, and it might have been fallen out of use, if it ever was. And right, maybe I'm looking at some old Wikipedia article, but it is where you are. The people are going to sit. The people are going to speak. Let me describe when I first saw it. Do you remember Unite the Right in Charlottesville?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that woman was hit by a car, and as much as I believe, if you're blocking the street violently, if you're blocking the street, that's violence. You're stopping people from moving, and you're standing in front of a car coming at. I don't have a lot of lack of sympathy for people, doing this kind of thing to themselves, putting themselves in the situations. I was like, well, because Casey wanted to go, so I'm like, okay, well, hey, she was hit by a car, and she did give up her life, so it was a memorial for her. Or whatever. So we go there, and it's to like a Republic Park, I think is where it was, and it was all, so they did progressive stacking. That's where they tell you, okay, so if you're a white male with privilege, who's a white cis male who is not disabled, you will go to the back of the line. You understand you're going to let others who are less privileged ahead of you.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Gotcha.
Progressive stacking. So if you are a black, handicapped, trans, gay, whatever, added
person,
up, that's the highest on the stack.
Yeah, intersectionally.
Intersectional oppression. They're the most intersectionally oppressed.
Yeah.
So they should be heard from the most, which is the opposite of what I'm pushing. I'm pushing representation. That is not representation. That's forcing something to happen and saying, no, this is your representative now that you didn't ask for. I'm saying allow that person to represent herself. Now, if they wanted, if I were to have to do progressive stacking with the idea of representation, I would say, okay, then you get to be represented more. We'll count you more. But it doesn't mean that you get to have they're cutting ahead of somebody. Because what if most of the group doesn't agree with anything you're saying? Why would you be before everyone else?
Sure. I mean, yeah.
So you could still do progressive stacking, which is a horribly racist, ableist, anti-ableist, thing to do. It's a horribly discriminatory thing and destructive to your group. When you've seen the monkeys in the tree. One monkey gets the grape. They get something that they're happy with. Then one monkey gets a grape which they love. And you seen the reaction?
No, I haven't seen this.
God, this might be something we need to see. Come on, Mama. This is a must see for everybody, because this is how human psychology works, because we are primates. If you're into that,
if you're into that.
Grape. Is this? Yeah.
So finally,
Oh, come on. Do we need this? I'm sorry. I thought we could get the actual video. Like, what's wrong with me? No, this is done. Anyway, so this is what you need to see. This one here, right?
Mhm.
It's where the monkeys, they, whatever, they freak out. So you'll see, they're very upset about not getting the.
Yeah, well, because it's like unjust, I guess, right? Like everyone else got something and they got something special. That was the,
Yeah, it's all fine and dandy if we all get the same thing, but if one person gets more, you are absolutely upset.
Mhm.
So when we went to Africa, and you're talking about, did we ever tell you how poverty-stricken these people were? We're talking about in the bush.
I think you told me a little bit about
Yeah,
that, but yeah.
the only thing they have, the only property, they have no paperwork. There's no birth certificates. There's certainly no electronics. Their home is made of grass that they've made a hut out of.
Sure.
Their shirt is a tattered with multiple holes shirt. And that is probably the only thing they have. Literally nothing. Happy as can be, skipping around. They had Coke bottles that they would take these berries from a tree, squeeze it into the water and pretend they had Coke. And, they were just happy as can be. So, but if they went here and they saw how black people were spending their money here, they would just blow their mind, that would be, they would feel so left out. I think that same, they don't realize what they're missing. So they're happy.
Right.
If they were, so one of the downsides of the world coming together, people are going to demand more, be upset. Why do you have this?
Sure.
And that kind of thing.
Yeah. I've heard some discussions on that. I'm trying to remember how they phrase it. But basically the fact that you're always, the keeping up with the Joneses is like a perpetual thing. Like there's no way to unlearn that. Status, right? Like it's all kind of based on status, and it doesn't matter how much you have if you feel like your status is lower.
Yeah. So as much as I want a socialist utopia where we have some sort of understanding of egalitarian sensibilities or whatever, the reality is people are not happy. Well, what I'd like to see is people happy with having enough. Like if I have a banana, you have a banana, and that guy has 1 million bananas, that's great. That's utopia. But there are a lot of people that are like, no. Why does that guy get to have 1 million bananas?
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're going to rot. He's not going to use them anyway. Don't worry about it. We all have bananas. We're fine. We get a banana every day.
Yeah, see, my basic sense of fairness doesn't, and I don't feel like I'm particularly leftist, or I'm not leftist at all. But I don't love that idea that like inequality in that way is not a fundamental good. It may be unavoidable,
right?
But
that's a guttural feeling. We naturally feel, wait a minute, this isn't right.
Yeah.
But we need to use our consciousness, not our brain. So that's our brain saying, gut brain or butt brain saying, this doesn't feel right. So that's the thing. It's like so fundamental. If someone gets something else, there's something in us that doesn't like that.
Right. Well, I mean, if there's reason, there's reason. But if there's not, then maybe, there's a discussion to be had as to.
But also what I'm saying is there is not a problem. We're recognizing something to be a problem because of our evolution. Back in the day, that would be a problem. In our bands, remember 50 to 80 people?
Sure.
How we formed in bands for hundreds of thousands of years before we started getting civilized. And so a lot of things have been bred into us or out of us through the civilization process. But the band society stuff's pretty core, because this is like coming down from the trees too, from being primate troops, right? So, but the idea, if someone in the primate troop gets more, that's a real problem. Now, there's a hierarchy. So someone gets to eat first, but he doesn't get to hoard all the meat or hoard all the fruit. That would be, they would kill that guy, I guess, right?
Right.
But what I'm saying is the gist of it is we need to overcome that and say, wait a minute, that guy with 1 million bananas feels wrong, but it's not wrong because there is zero problem. We're all getting bananas. In other words, that's not a problem. This guy having so many bananas.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's that particular example that's rubbed me the wrong way, because I think in general I agree with you, but I don't like when it's that much disparity. Part of me is like, no, I might want 2 bananas. Like I shouldn't have 1 million.
Yeah. Why am I saying it's okay? Why am I saying there's not a problem?
Because you have enough, right? Because we have enough.
Yeah, there is enough.
Yeah. But what if I want to?
But we don't want to. That's what I'm saying.
You're saying, oh,
the example would be then we each have 2.
Got it. Okay.
And
So I have as many as I want, but this guy just has a stack that's 100 times my stack. Yeah.
In other words, let's look at what we actually need. And I'm trying to tell people, you don't need
Well, then I think you should say we've both got stacks of 50 bananas, because I think that's more like what we have in the United States, right? We have everything we need and more.
Right.
So we've
We're
got
loaded.
a huge stack of bananas.
Yeah.
But we're upset that this other guy has an even bigger stack.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I can get on board with that. But one banana feels like pretty.
We have a lot
cheap.
of things that abundance of things that we need in some categories, but in some we're not having anything correctly done. I think like medical care. I think we could really figure this out.
Yeah. I agree.
We could really come together and say, okay, hold on, let's and do you know my solution for that, right? Is just basically pass out. If we're gonna have socialism, everybody gets the same amount of bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you could say they're meta bucks that have to be spent for medical things that are, so even Q-tips will qualify or whatever if you want.
Yeah.
Or you could say, here's the money, spend it on cigarettes, whatever. That's your medicine.
Yeah.
I got my medicine right here. So that's perfect, because then everyone could say, I'm sorry you have this happening, but my God, I mean, we give you money, you know, and take care of your stuff.
The libertarian me loves that, but the I've always had there's my one line that's crosses letting people die in the streets, and that's what we'd have to do, right? We'd have to let people be like, oh well, you
no,
spend
because
your
you get
money.
you get one free cleanup. You can leave a corpse, and we'll clean it up for free. Bogans Run. Just have me out there. I'll hunt down the people dying in the street. You better stay out the street, son. You go unconscious on the sidewalk, they scoop you up, and that's it. It's over. But what do you mean?
So I'm irresponsible, teenager or whatever, and I need a kidney transplant, but I spent all my money on heroin. I mean, we're just going to let him die?
Yes,
I have a hard
absolutely.
time.
And blood, well done. Hey, hold on, we're making an infomercial on what not to do with your life. You're the poster boy for why you shouldn't spend your Twinkies money on whatever. So yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, see, that's where I worry about it. But I do think that they're we spend too much money inefficiently on care, especially for the elderly.
Okay, but wait a minute now. Hold on a second. So this guy, he spent all his money. He doesn't have any. Well, that's what I mean. What are we offering for free, emergency-wise, to a random guy that shows up? That's what I'm saying. With all of this excess, now that we're not wasting money, we're going to be able to have a few emergency kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
He goes to the back of the line. Talk about progressive stacking, right? I mean, if there's a guy with a paper cut, he's in front of the lineup because he's paying. But I'm saying, if no one's doing anything, the medical bots are just sitting around doing nothing, right? It wouldn't really cost too much extra.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's free. Maybe there's all kinds of free stuff because of the efficiency of it. You know, you can get as many X-rays as you want because the X-ray machine's not always being used. But no, there has to be consequences. Like if you smash an X-ray machine up or something, I mean, yeah, we're done. Well, I mean, look, here's how you do that. You have a separate society. Oh, I see. You want to live with these other people. So they're over here in this barrier. Also, I think with sexually, abnormal people that are sexually unacceptable people, right?
How do you mean?
Well, if you do something that is unacceptable to society, and that's what I mean. It varies. And if people find it acceptable over time, then they start to integrate those people. I guess like a membrane, these are cells that we'd live in. But because behavior, you just can't have people floating around that have real problems, Mainly people would talk about with kids, right?
Right.
If you're some sort of predator type, this is not just don't do it again. I mean, this is a lifestyle choice. This is so the thing is, so I divide, when I talk about crime, I talk about 3-4 different, when I talk to myself about crime, 4 different categories, right? There's the physical, the mental, and the social. So those are based on the 3 aspects of reality we've never talked about. But then sexual is such a separate thing, It is so fundamental to us. It is so off the chart. It's so core, and it's uncontrollable. It's a thing that we have to reproduce. So it's the most evolutionary core thing about us. It's got to be a separate thing. It's just
it's up there. I mean, I don't know. I feel like food, water, certain basic needs. But
no, you're talking about for medical purposes or needs. I'm talking about division of crime.
Right.
Like I'm writing all these laws and rules.
Mm-hmm.
We should divide them into rules that are physical, like you're destroying a building, that's physical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hurting a person, I'm stabbing a person, that's physical. Mental is I'm hurting someone's feelings. Mental is also in the category of financial. I'm financial crimes. Well, I guess those are two separate categories. I like to fit everything into threes, and so, but I identify finance as the mental world because it's a mental concept of resources in the future. Money is a mental concept. You know, physically it's dollars,
so like fraud, lies. What is it?
And then or social crimes might be. Mental crimes and financial crimes or fraud and crime, all that.
Yeah.
I guess reasonable people. And this is why it doesn't matter what I come up with. It's going to be whatever the Boer people come up with. So it's going to be like people will separate financial and mentally hurting someone's feelings or whatever those would be. I can't even think of anything now that I think about it. So basically be physical crimes, financial crimes, sexual is this other thing, but social crimes. When you start to think about how many things people like this, and it's not that I would have social crimes. It's just that society will because people want that.
Right.
And so,
if I tell a lie about you that is provably false,
absolutely, there we go.
Would that be a social crime?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of thing. So there are some that are reasonable, some that maybe should not be crimes, but other people want them to be. So you got to have a category for it if we make it a crime. Then we have separate court systems for each of these.
Yeah,
that would be ideal.
Right. Well, it's not so unlike what we have. Well, I guess it's more.
But it's not like what we have at all.
It's more granular, right? Well, we do have civil, which I'd say would be more kind of the social.
But what I'm saying is, if someone is a financial crime maniac, he's a criminal. He's not curable.
Right.
He's out of the money system. We take him out of the money system. He can't have money.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, you just 3 times or whatever, how many times you do something.
But you can't survive without money. Like that'd be basically like.
Oh well, we'd have to have a way. There'd be. Well, look, what I'm saying, utopia would be there'd be this machine that has like this oatmeal slop, this nutrient slop that you have to put your face under it because I can't have you put it like this.
Right. Yeah.
That means you can go hoard it somewhere.
Like Soylent Green kind of
stuff. You have to put your face, facial recognition. You have to live near the machine. That way we can slowly move the machines and these homeless or can have to go near the machine. It just migrates over time. Months later, it's moved like a few hundred feet.
So yeah, I don't know. Like part of me feels like that is, I don't know. That's so different. I mean, granted, I guess you're not saying it would necessarily be that way forever, right? So you get like a certain number of years where you'd be on the Soylent Green kind of food, and then you can go back to society after you paid
obviously,
your dues.
Yeah. As a behavior teacher, I want to say, we want to. You want to level things out. So the first consequence would be things change financially for you. Like we don't trust anything you say financially.
Right.
Now we got to double check it. That's going to be right there enough of a hassle. That everything you have to do is like double checked or like you have to click an extra thing even. That's going to be.
You have to pay in pennies everywhere.
You have to carry around pennies. So we'll ban you from the highest currency level. The $1,000 Trump bill. You can't use that anymore.
Yeah, and then
after the first one, second offense, $100.
Yeah. I guess we can't do pennies anymore. So you go all the way down to nickels. I guess then once you get banned from nickels, you're just.
Or we bring back pennies for people that are completely out of the money system. We got all these pennies laying around.
Yeah, we'll never leave someone penniless. I like that.
Right. Yeah. Well, officially, arrows and pennies, and Judge flicks a penny at you. Okay, so did we talk that to death? But that was great.
So do we, I don't know. Do we actually cover what we were intending to in that?
The progressive stacking. So progressive stacking, you know what it is now.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what term they use or whatever, but that's what I was heard. Oh God, and that was a scene with all the people.
Oh, I can imagine.
There were people in pastel ski masks where their whole face, like they're terrorists. Like they're trans terrorists, but they were elderly and they were frail and they're getting up and talking. Oh, well, the white people are bad. And they did a thing where I want all the white people out there. I want you to hold up your hand and say that you're shamed to be alive, or something like that. They were white shaming the crowd.
Yeah.
And I was like, I am not participating in a mass white shaming. I mean, but I didn't record because I wanted to so bad. but I didn't. I don't know why. I'm so shy. I'm a Catholic school kid. I don't want to interfere with people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, too, it's their protest, right? It's like, I guess you're there.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like anyone else in the world, they would go shove a camera up anyone's behind and look, watch them in the bathroom. But that was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
These elderly trans fascist terrorists, like, they were dressed like they were actually gonna blow buildings up or whatever, but they're all pastel colors.
Gosh,
It was
what?
fascinating.
I'm trying to think. So that was, when did that happen? Was that like 2016?
2017.
2017.
October-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, that was crazy. And did you see all the reporting on that? Like, there was one article that I looked at, one like New York Times type. It was like, right wing, which they are white supremacists and neo Nazis. Are you aware?
That
That crowd
exist?
had actual white supremacists.
Oh, sure,
in it.
yeah.
Like so many things are called white supremacists that, like,
But that was
I identify as a white supremacist. I mean, it's like, oh yeah, sure. Because honestly, the way I think of it is, if after a convention there's like progressives, which I'm a progressive. I'm moving forward. I'm forward thinking. I want a new utopia. Let's get there in 1,000 years. Whatever. Very slow. So slow people call me conservative, but I'm a progressive. But if there was progressives and Nazis, it's hands down, I'm with the Nazis. You know what I mean? Like the fun people. Because I mean, online, everyone who's called a Nazi is someone who's cool, fun, relaxed. They're talking about reality.
I mean, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because they're not. That's what I mean by the meaning of words. It's whatever they mean.
Yeah.
So, but that's the downside of what the left has done with the word Nazi. And when I realized that, I was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing!" They take a person who is really a socialist progressive and had him identify as a he wanted to be with Nazis. Oh, that sounds fun, Nazis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because they've also victimized them so much that and naturally I'm sympathizing. Like, oh, wait a minute, you're stepping on their rights.
Yeah.
And so many times I'm having to go in there. It's a real problem when I have to defend Nazis. I don't ever talk to that person again. If like if you were someone that was difficult to talk to about that, you were like accusing me of being a Nazi, and I was having to say, no, Dubs, Nazis have basic human rights too. As soon as I have to say that,
right, yeah.
I'm so disgusted with you in the situation, and you're making me defend actual Nazis.
Yeah,
I don't talk to that person.
Yeah, I had those same conversations at the time. People would say like, "Oh, punch a Nazi," kind of thing. It's like, no, you don't get to punch Nazis. That's not how it works. Like, it's like, no, it's fine. Like, no, it's really not okay.
That's why I knew that the Democrats in 19, by then, like, well, 17 even. That's when I knew.
Yeah.
They've gone full fascist. They are now going to not, because they're going to exclude people. Like people like, probably everyone could be a Democrat. Anyone could. The Democrats could be anything, right? So anyone could be a Democrat. But they've already said, you can't say basic common sense things, and you're about punching Nazis is good. Like punching anyone who's called a Nazi is good. And it's unacceptable so much that they're not going to make it because they keep excluding, which ties back to what we meant to talk about. The NDP. Did you see that in Canada? The New Democratic Party, NDP.
I didn't see this. No.
They are the wokest of the woke group. It's like one of these communist meetings. If you probably remember the one where people were mocking a point of personal privilege. I'm disabled and I can't hear what people. So there were people saying you need to stop talking, and there were people point of personal privilege. I would like to. That guy had nothing to say, nothing to offer. People interrupting to talk about, but this motion that's entered the stream. I remember a lady saying point of information one time, which I don't think is a real Robert's Rule thing. Is that?
Say you're the expert on the Robert's Rules, right?
Well, no, but maybe more than you. But I don't think it was a thing. Point of information, and you just have to barge in with. But that's how she did it. It was brilliant. If you want to just stop a meeting, a point of information, that guy's an idiot. Okay, just want to make sure. Why is everyone stopping and listening to this woman?
She actually thought that was a part of the Robert's Rules, but I really don't know. But
okay, things need to be recognized. The chair needs to recognize things. There's an order. So it's not like there's nothing that says you get to just stop everything and talk for no reason with no one's permission.
For sure.
One confusing thing is the call the question. Do you know that one? You want to end debate.
Okay.
If you want to end debate, you say, I call the question. And that is a motion to end debate. If I get a second, we take a vote. 2/3 of people have to approve ending debate. So that means that 2/3 have to approve that, and that means that we end debate and then take a vote.
Right.
But if not, yeah. So some people misinterpret that. I don't know how they misinterpret that. Back to NDP.
Okay.
Okay. So the woke thing, it was one of these points where people have these cards even. So it's when I was there, 2017, I was seeing the early proto forms of this bureaucracy. Now they have literal cards of privilege, and they have point of personal privilege, and they have their cards, and they're standing in line. They're cutting in front of people, and what are they talking about? Blithering on about anything.
Wow.
Yeah. And so everyone's talking about it because there's this lady. She looks like one of the dwarves, Dopey. She looks like Dopey with blonde hair, Hitler haircut. You know.
Oh, okay.
She's the chair, non-binary. Someone calls her Madam Chair. She's like, I'm not Madam Chair. She's nice about it and polite. Actually, that's the best it can get is her presentation of the whole thing. But the whole thing is a farce. Everyone else in the world is like, what on earth is going on?
Mm-hmm.
What I want to point out is they are having these delegates. When you vote for a person and your person representing you has equal power as everybody else, that's not what you want. That is not one-to-one representation. It's not elected representation. Elected is chosen. You choose a person and your power goes to that person. And it doesn't mean that someone gets to talk just because they're, privileged in 18 different ways and we just stop everything and listen to them. They have to have people behind them.
Yeah. I guess you could join a board that did that, right? And those people could sort of voluntarily give up their own power to be like, no, I want to have a progressive stacking of my own power represented in this organization.
Like I was saying, remember I was saying how to do it with progressive stacking. Let's say we're woke progressives.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. If you're a woke progressive, you have every right to. If I'm going to support the Nazi rights, I'm going to certainly support your rights too. You know what I mean? So you're invited to the Nazi after party. So the woke people need to do this. They have it stacked by, you're saying, okay, Black gets this many points and disabled gets this many points. And you add that up for each person, then that person has that voting power of that many points. They can transfer that to anyone else. Meanwhile, cis white men like us, we got half. You just get a half point. Like as that might float your boat, cut it in half. But anyway, so there's a certain smaller amount of vote. You can do it that way. It's unfair. It's discriminatory. And I don't know why you're doing that. You're alienating people. That's your own issue. But if you're going to do it that way, that's how you do the woke progressive stacking.
Yeah.
And so that way, it's not that she just gets to speak. She now has to join with other people.
Yeah.
She has to. She has multiple, maybe 18 points of vote, and it has. Yeah. So that's exactly. So we have RQ. The concept is RQ. Everybody. Step one, each person elects a representative. Step two, you measure that election. What just happened? So, and then you have a number, a fraction. Common denominator. We can talk about it all day. Okay, so did you want to do a thing?
Let's see. Well, actually, you got me thinking about that time period when all this was happening, and I wanted to ask you. So, the alt-right, that term seemed to sort of originate around that same time period.
Yeah.
And if I remember correctly, it was Unite the Right, which was the original sort of like the get together in Charlottesville, right? Like it was.
Yeah, Unite the Right had people involved that were not white supremacists and not Nazis.
Right.
Because they were trying to unite the right, because obviously a Nazi is going to want to be like, hey, mainstream guys, how about we unite the right?
Right.
But someone did a story on them. There were people like the National Socialists, like literal Nazi Party of America or something.
Okay.
They were, it was like, what's the super woke one with the lady with the big girl glasses? Tim Pool was one of the founders of that.
Not Antifa. What do you take?
The news anyway. So this organization, National Socialists, actual Nazis, they were embedded kind of with them, and they were interviewing them. They had video footage of them right before the rally. They're doing this so last minute that the news crew, that is their enemy news crew of woke people, are coming here, and they're watching them change their flags literally from Nazi swastikas to this new American swastika-esque thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is, you would never say that's definitely a Nazi thing because it's got American logos. It's actually kind of a brilliantly done logo, but you're supposed to be hiding that and not like just on camera, like having your Nazis logo show. But so they were literally Nazis. This is a Nazi party. And then there's actually, and so alt-right is a term officially, altright.com was owned by Richard Spencer,
Okay.
who is a guy, and I give
Yeah.
people the benefit of the doubt. I was like, I haven't actually heard him say anything racist because
but
he's going to control himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he is like he is.
Well,
OG
because then
white
Milo
supremacist.
Yiannopoulos released video from that because Milo was hanging out with those guys, had audio, and he had audio of him being the most thing that I could say is possibly the most white supremacist thing ever.
Right.
He said, people that look like me should be ruling over people that look like you. Like that is as hands down the fundamental concept of white supremacy.
Yeah.
And it's like you rarely see it that way. It's usually much more soft or much more.
Sure.
One time we were at dinner with somebody, and they're Vietnamese. There was a Vietnamese person in the family, right? And the sort of boomer guy. Someone says, someone said he's something about white people. Or, well, she's not white because a Vietnamese person is not white. If people are keeping track, and so regardless of your supremacy status on things, what races we're talking about, but he says, "Oh no, don't say that. She's white," which is white supremacy. Do you think that someone's insulted? Oh, why would you say that about her?
Right.
You're saying that she's not white? She doesn't have the authority, the auctoritas of whiteness? So literally to him, the idea of white is an upper echelon. Oh, you qualify.
Sure. Yeah.
You're civilized or something.
Yeah. What is weird how they've always kind of been like this gray area, like it's like Asians. And
Asians, and they're calling them brown or whatever.
I mean, I don't know. Is that
is the most bizarre thing ever?
It's strange, yeah.
But I love that everyone's a color. And so why aren't we calling Native Americans, American Indians, Mexicans? These are all the Americans. If we're going with Europeans, if I'm a European and she's an Asian, East Asian, okay, then we're going with continents. Well, then Americas are pretty straightforward.
Right.
That's a definite group of phenotypes or whatever,
Yeah. But then European would also include like Spanish, right? Which would make things more complicated.
So some of them are mestizo, or what do they call it? Where you could see someone who's a Mexican. Actually, Mexicans are like, I think original Mexicans are like 2 feet tall, 2 feet 2 inches or something. But then they bred with Spaniards, and so that's where they are now. But no, I have a theory about Mexicans and how I think they might be the perfect genetic. I'm kind of a Mexican supremacist, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they might have the right everything.
Interesting.
When I'm Ubering and I drive through Mexican neighborhoods, what do you think you see when you drive through a Mexican neighborhood? The streets. What's on the streets?
Let's see. I would say lots of families. So you'd see lots of cars, maybe kids running around, bicycles. Gosh, I don't know. Tell me.
Cars of every kind.
Yeah.
Work trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Things that dig things out of holes. Things that mega vehicles. Every kind of work truck you can imagine.
Oh yeah, work. Yeah. Sure.
They are workers. They get things done. They are. But it's not like they're uptight. You would never think of a Mexican as someone that's like just not having fun and relaxing. Siesta is even the concept of that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I've worked construction a little bit, and my Mexican boss was not. he was not relaxing on the job.
Right,
he's an asshole. But I mean, But the work ethic thing is for sure. It's a real deal.
But it's a combination of everything, and I'm wondering, well, but also the idea of the races come around. Well, I mean, it's the most evolved, right? You could say that. Because they come around the ice bridge and whatever, if that's what happened. You know what I mean? They've gone the most distance.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
The most evolved, the most whatever that. But anyway, have you been to Mexico City?
I've been to Mexico. I'm not sure I went to Mexico City though. I don't think so. If I do, I don't recall.
They have, first of all, they have the little ski lifts for transportation.
Okay.
To bring the people from out of town into town. A literal just like a ski lift with a metal J hook and a bench on it. And you fall off, you fall off. They don't have the lawsuit situation here.
Right.
And that's how kind of maybe it should be, right? Like, because that's easy to do, and they did it, and now they got transportation. You hop on it, and you just were carried like an angel across the sky by God, and you go into the city, and then you can come back out. And like, I guess the only thing you're worried about is rain, but you have an umbrella, you'd be walking anyway. So I mean, that is, first of all, that's amazingly utopian. So yeah, see, Mexicans. But I was thinking about that. Why can't we do it here? But lawsuits. But that would be fun to have that in Austin.
Yeah, I mean, but like, so how do you get on the ski lift though? Is there like a giant parking lot and everyone just parks and then walks to the ski lift? Like, how do you get on the lift?
They get on the lift. I don't know, Dubs. This is for the board to figure out. This is one of the aspects of one-to-one representation. We form a body, and you elect somebody. You go, hey, I want this. I want free chocolate on Sunday, and the city of Austin could have free chocolate on Sunday, right?
I mean, I don't know. I don't pay for it.
Well, but we're paying for all this other stuff. That's an easy one, and that's what I mean. Like, yeah, I'm for not having socialism. I'm for not having mandatory putting a gun to someone's heads and taking taxes. Well, meanwhile, if you want something done, you just got to ask for it. If you do, hot chocolate or however you want. There's an original Mexican hot chocolate, right? You know about that? They put like some hot peppers in it. And it's more, I think it's thicker. I'm not sure, but
I feel like I have had that. I think I didn't have like peppers. It probably had cinnamon or something.
Yeah. Because the other thing is, the hillsides, these mountain hillsides, right, are covered with rows and rows of houses. They're illegal housing. This is how their homeless deal with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
What do? They grab scraps and build a house. Even when I think about, I might be homeless because I've screwed up my whole retirement situation. I might be homeless, and I don't think at all about actually taking things and building a structure. I'm thinking about crawling around and scavenging like a nomadic view. I have a nomadic feel.
Yeah.
Maybe they came up against the end of the world. They're like, South America can't turn around.
This is as far as we go.
Everybody is, whoa, send the war back, build, settle. We're settling. No more moving around, and then they get genetically wiped out. But that's amazing, right? It's beautiful.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I certainly love a lot about that culture for sure.
A lot of pollution,
Yeah.
So that breathing, you'd feel it, and all that. That's where this guy comes from, Mexico.
Yeah.
I got ripped off. I was delusional coming back down from the Temple of the Moon or whatever, and you're in Mexico City itself. You're already high altitude, so you're probably already halfway, baked in some way. And you go up to the super highest tip of a giant, pyramid temple. And your exercise of going up and down and possibly dying, because these are steep steps. And this guy's like, how about 40 pesos? I'm like, yeah, because it's badass looking, right? It's like a Black Panther,
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, carved out of obsidian or something. Like, yeah. It was 40 pesos, 40 nickels. I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. 40 nickels or whatever it was. But it was, 800 nickels, 800 pesos.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because it was $40.
Got it.
And I'm like, not $40, but it was 800 nickels. And I'm like, 800 nickels? Sure, nickels are small. I can't think straight. And I didn't haggle at all. There's no haggling. That's the one thing you would do with that guy.
Sure.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
I hate that, though. I hate that haggling thing. Yeah. I don't like
it's fun.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Nope.
But
that's what I like about America. I like there's a price and you have a product and there's like, yeah, no.
It's very convenient to not have haggling. Yeah. It is an aspect. It's interesting. And in Greece, we haggled. Oh my God, these little statues of people's heads. I haggled them so low. I was really ashamed of myself. I was like, man, how can they make it a profit? But these things like this guy, these things are just probably, cranked out, and it's not even real anything important.
Sure.
But here's the thing. I thought, and in fact, I only bought a few. I'll just get them online, I don't have time or space. Online, no. There's not anything anywhere. They're not anywhere online.
Yeah.
And if there's anything online, it's like $30, $40. There's none of this $1.50 little busts or $2 heads. And if I ever go back, I'm gonna go overboard. I'm gonna have, first of all, they sell, when you travel, people sell extra suitcases.
Sure.
Yeah. So they buy extra suitcases to put all the stuff in. And I'm going to buy an extra suitcase and just buy a head of every little philosopher, every kind of thing. And because it's just awesome. I love the bus.
Of course. Yeah.
They're really cool.
Yeah. And it's not something you see very often.
Okay. We got Mexicans wrapped up. Oh, no, they're Americans, right? So that would be the American race.
Yeah.
They're Americans. Then East Asians.
Well, what about Native Americans? They're both?
Yeah. Anyone that's that original setup.
Okay.
Because it is the same kind of thing. You know how they age differently, right?
No.
Native Americans, Mexicans age differently is the polite way to put it.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what you're talking about. I guess I've heard black don't crack or whatever. That's
look at an old Native American picture. First of all, okay, hold up. I am so sorry, my American Indian population. You have told me time and time again, you're American Indians. You're not Native Americans. You're not Native Americans. You're American Indians. That's what I use.
So, really? They don't like...
They do not like that.
Huh.
It is like Latin. It's like Latinx. Remember that?
No.
Dubs, this is great. You're not going to believe this even. It sounds like made up science fiction because...
wait, no, I did know that. I just never heard anyone do it with... Yeah.
Latinx. But when someone said Latinx one time, I'm like, oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Latinx. Like, well, that's what you call gay Mexicans, I guess. But just the audacity to say, we're going to call you this for your benefit, and we've never asked you this.
Yeah.
If
we're going to change your language.
If there were more of Americans, pure. And so I'd love to be walking around. We need a boar of purebred American. There's no American is a race. Trying to explain that no, the Native Americans and the Mexicans and the American Indians, all this is one race of original. Actually, I'm progressive. See, so there's a real problem when I try to explain something. I genuinely do have answers to the universe, and no way do I not. I'm genuinely saying that. I love the ambiguity of confusing people. I love it. Just whether something's real or not. Like when I think of T-shirts, I think of how these can be interpreted either way. You know, like at the No Kings, I have the Donald Trump picture. Having that with King Donald Trump the First. Because what's going on? You guys are saying he's a king, right? Like he's declaring himself king. And up there, and I'd be verbally saying, no kings. So like, but you see that their message is that he's a king, right? Oh, but yeah, honestly, they would interview people. Have you seen the videos where they interview people? Is he king? Because they have to say no. Well, then why are you voting? Why are you out here? No one's saying he's a king, right? Because he's not saying he's a king. The whole thing is just it's as stupid as the whole concept of MAGA to begin with. Make America great again. You're saying America's not great. That's amazing that he was able to run on that campaign.
Yeah.
And got away with that because they went with you're racist instead of that doesn't make sense. They should have driven home. Are you saying that America is not great? And they really could have driven that home with their whole propaganda machine.
Yeah. Well, he's saying it was great and now it's not, and we have to take it back, kind of thing, right? So that's I don't know.
He is saying America is not great.
Yeah.
And they gotta if he's gonna say that, you should have forced that message to be separated, period. He is agreeing with that statement.
Yeah.
Because it's a premise.
I think a lot of people would have agreed with those, sadly.
With who?
With him.
With those
with that concept that America's not great.
Yeah, that's fine. But it's all about the dummies. That's what I want to revisit that thing again. Because it seems like you did not understand the concept of, and that's not how I should present anything to anybody. It seems like your retardation level was speaking at when we brought up the topic of, that's how I communicate as well. It's just like, let me insult you first. Wait, do we have viewers or how do you know this thing?
Oh God, I don't know.
I'm not going to get into this. We're not doing that because we don't have viewers. Already off track. What was I even talking about?
Man, I lost it too.
Destroyed by you.
Oh wait,
the filthy audience.
We're talking about MAGA, and then what was it?
MAGA is they should have held them accountable. We wanted to get back to how currently when you have a single winner representation.
Oh no, I had remembered you were like, there's something you thought I didn't, I wasn't understanding.
Yeah. And I complimented you on how much you did understand about it. So it is that I did have it, and you just made me lose. Well, the voting? Yeah. So in a single winner scenario, do you know what is a single winner scenario? There can only be one person elected.
Okay.
So a presidency,
sure,
right? Congressman, anything in our United States,
right?
For no reason we have single winner elections when we should have multi-winner. You get your representative, I get mine, multi-winner. Meanwhile, we don't have that. We don't have representation. In our current setup, we have a single winner. That means we have a district. They draw lines around us. No, you're over here. Oh, you're with the Mexicans. You're over here. Okay, so only one can be represented, meaning that we're guaranteeing the vast majority are not going to be represented. That's the entire purpose. Because they can manipulate. They got the propaganda machines. The establishment always has machines, whether it was a temple of Samaria or it's the newspapers of today. They can propagandize and get that guy elected. Whoever they want. They can get why? Who are they trying to get? Most people. Most people are incompetent, and you're not on board with that.
No, not yet. But please continue.
Well, do most people know CPR? Do most people know how to change their oil? Do most people know how to do this? Right. So most people on any issue are going to be incompetent. That's how specialization works. Sure. Most people are not farmers. Most people are not doctors.
Yeah.
As a hive, we're the best thing we got around this universe as far as we know, right? So we're nothing against the homos, right? We're doing great. But when you take us as a whole, you say, in general, these people are going to make a general decision. Nobody knows what the hell they're doing. In other words, some of these people do. That's what I'm saying. Some of these people know. But we're only representing the majority of people because one person has to win, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's going to be a plurality, right? Plurality, right?
Yeah.
So the biggest group is going to have the most people. The most people are going to be ignorant people, incompetent. There's something lacking in understanding. So that's what's going on. It's a game of how can we get the dummies to vote our way. That's why they come up with nonsensical, positive-sounding things like it's either way with immigration, right? We're going to keep immigrants. We love immigrants, or we want to get illegal immigrants out. Both of those are they're getting dummies. I mean, if you don't know where you feel about this, it's anyway. Are you following?
I am, but I don't know that. I feel like there's a reason that it evolved the way it did, right? That having multiple representatives would probably just be a cluster.
Okay, but regardless of that, we have a single winner, and that represents only the majority of people. Majority of people are incompetent overall on given specific issues. So, but not only that, not just the majority, but half of the majority, because most people are completely left out of the process. Mm-hmm. So the majority are the ones really the only. Anyway, so it's like half of the majority of most people. Half of the most incompetent people is who's being represented.
Yeah.
In any kind of single winner situation. And it doesn't need to be that, because also for a single winner, there's approval voting. And you know what that is, mm-hmm. And you're approving of that.
Yep.
That reminds me, you don't know this guy. Oh, I need to do a special thing on him anyway. But Gary Johnson, do you know this guy?
Yeah.
From what? Oh no.
Oh, he ran for is it a different one?
Let's forget this whole that the guy that ran for president, Gary Johnson.
Okay.
We're done with him. We got to be done with him.
Okay.
The real Gary Johnson, the one that is loved, beloved, and I mean, I'm nothing against that other guy. I don't know. But this guy was a local.
He's a libertarian, right? He's a libertarian candidate there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so there's another one, Gary Johnson. And so it was very confusing at first. I'm like, the guy that did the TV show? Because I know him from public access. He did Live and Let Live was his name of his show. Wait a minute.
No, that was
the
chicks that you were.
That was Terry Liberty Parker. That was Live and Let Live.
Got me.
I don't even know the name of his show, and I allegedly love this guy. Well, he passed, and I wish I could have gotten his feedback on some of the things I've worked out with one-to-one. But yeah, he's a libertarian guy,
but not the other one. Anyway,
the other one is they're both libertarian.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Remember this guy, and I don't know what's this other. This is a dedication memorial.
I see. Yeah. Did he pass pretty recent?
No, in 22, and I don't know if
Okay.
I found out and then refound out because sometimes I don't remember things, and so. Uh, but I know now. That's official. It's logged in. I ain't gonna be talking to him about anything.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we used to meet the libertarians at that place that had the buffet. Oh wow, this is just a senile cast now, right? I mean, what is happening? I mean, everything got off track. I'm so sorry. Okay, skip it. And what?
I say, well, what's next on the list?
Okay. Things that I can recognize. Does that make sense? Or are you? Oh no! You were saying in response to understanding me saying most people are incompetent?
Mhm.
You were saying, well, we just need to educate people.
Yeah.
And you still think that that's going
I
to fix
still
that
feel like
issue?
that is the thing I feel is most important.
But does that fix that problem of most incompetent are being represented?
Well, I think the problem is that's what democracy is, right? Like we, if half the people are below average intelligence, like like it doesn't take much to get an overwhelming amount of less than intelligent people, but everyone gets to vote. That's the way democracy works. So I just feel like we just need better voters.
Wait a minute. So you're saying, but in your definition almost of democracy, you're saying this is democracy. You're
Yeah.
saying democracy requires that you suppress the vote of there are people who are not the
Oh
majority?
no, not necessarily. I worry that there is a reason that we don't have proportional representation in that way. Like you just like no
Right.
man can serve two masters.
I'm so sorry. I'm being disrespectful, but that is absolutely what's going on in people's heads. There must be a reason.
Yeah.
There's a reason why we keep women in cages. Why? Hold on. Well, we got black slaves. There's a reason. There's got to be a reason. I mean, we've done this for 150 years or whatever. So that's the same kind of thinking.
I'm willing to. I'm not saying you can't change. I'm just saying we'd have to experiment with it because
Doubles, can you just open your mind to the idea that maybe we just need to choose our? But here's the thing: we're not shutting the majority out, right? You know that.
Mhm.
In fact, that's what I'm saying. The majority will still dominate.
right.
The dumbest whatevers are going to still be what? Oh, I don't know about that. That's fine. That's how it should work. That's conservatives. That's how conservatives work. The brain slows down. They've been programmed to genetically, and thank God we now know from the progressive revolution of psychoticness. We now know that conservatives are absolutely crucial to society. But that's what you're after. You're saying, well, wait a minute. What's the deal? What about? There's a reason. Well, that's what's going on. We want most people to weigh society down like a sandbag.
Yeah. Well, like the Chestertonian perspective. Did we talk about that?
Oh yeah, don't remove something unless
You understand
you
why.
understand why and that
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, and that's what I don't understand. That's why I am reticent to make that decision. Like I need to understand
But
why.
you're Chestertonian before we even get to the point of representation.
Well-
no. Also, see, this is not a Chestertonian issue because we're not deciding whether to keep governments or not. We keep governments. Remember?
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing people go back to. They're like, "What? Replacing government? No, whoa, you did that." I'm not saying replace governments.
Right.
I'm saying let's form a board.
Yeah. Which is then that's totally fair, and this would actually be the right place to experiment in that way.
Yeah.
So I'm not discounting that at all. I want to understand why they didn't go with that because it does seem like the logical thing to do. Like, all right, you got 70% of the vote, you got 30% of the vote. Let's let you both kind of lead. This guy has more. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It seems like it should have been that way from the get go, rather than.
Yeah. Well, one, they don't have spreadsheets. They didn't have spreadsheets.
Sure.
We can now do weighted voting easily.
Mhm.
Anyone can open a spreadsheet and say your vote times this whenever you vote yes or no.
Yeah.
So that's really the technological aspect of that. But the idea of why we wouldn't have multi-winner is I'm telling you, the machine. Well, that's my theory. Is the propaganda machines are controlled by people, the people with the power. They set something up. They're not going to have everybody just speak for themselves and a random crazy shit being going on. They're going to be like, nope. We're going to be very controlled. One person will be elected. We're going to do everything we can to get our guy in there. Someone that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Well,
the thing I think about is like, all right, we'll say I have like a little school board meeting and like, we need to elect a treasurer. And 70% of the people vote for person A and 30% of people vote for person B. And so like, if you have somebody, how do you split the role of treasurer 70-30 kind of thing, right? Like you kind of need someone to do the job, and trying to have 2 people do that job, or God forbid, like 10 people do that job. I think that's where maybe that originates from. Is like there's some functional element to the thing that they are doing, and it's
yeah.
hard to split it.
Sure, absolutely. That is where it originates. We need
Yeah.
someone to do this and be in charge or whatever, speak for people. And it's an idea of, well, one, but the reason they didn't, because someone could have easily thought of doing a multi-winner thing and saying, well, let's take the highest amount of votes. But the reason they don't want that is, my theory, that but that is how it originates. Is one person's in charge. So, but like for a function, or if there's going to be a dog catcher and there's only one office, that's all you can do. So we're talking about for bodies of elected representatives, like city councils, United States House of Representatives. But again, I am not talking about changing governments. That's an example of how that could be used there. Right. I'm not for changing governments. Let governments be. You're going to stir up a hornet's nest. You're the enemy of the state. Stop. Represent yourself first. We need to come together and have conversations about what we want to do. We don't even know.
Fair enough.
It's unreal. We need to first replicate. First, it's dating websites. That's what first thing we need. We need, what did they used to call them? Gatherings? Socials, at A&M. That's what.
Oh, yeah.
The dances or something? Socials?
Oh, sure. Social. Yeah.
Next?
Yeah, what do you got?
Negative campaign again, where Dubs did not understand something. Negative campaigning. You were saying I think you weren't appreciating that.
Okay,
that's not a word. Your brain is so powerful; it was distracted and not able to appreciate that negative campaigning would not be there. That's what we're getting rid of. When I can now vote for any American, 250 million people are on the ballot. In other words, there's no ballot. You can choose anyone you want. That means you can't negatively campaign against somebody. I mean, you can, of course, but it's not effective.
Because someone else will just replace them in the pecking order?
Yeah. Because, so let's say you destroy somebody. Well, someone else will say the same thing and replace them immediately. This is someone else. There's already someone in the wings, even they're probably second in command or something, you know what I mean? Or whatever. But so yeah.
Okay.
So did you know the Claude source code got leaked?
I did.
Is that interesting as hell or not?
So I think it depends on what happens. Like from what I could tell when I heard some analysis on the way the source code works, it was basically like call this model, and then there were just like tons and tons of code to control it, to keep it from doing, like, in this case do that, in this case do that, kind of like harnesses, as they called it. Which I thought was interesting, but I didn't seem like it was that big a deal otherwise, just other than sort of the structure of it.
And how do people pronounce it? JSON or Jason?
JSON's how I've heard it pronounced, but God knows.
Yeah, interesting.
They both seem fine.
Oh, okay. But you've never heard Jason?
I've probably heard it, but I think most people say JSON.
JSON. I would never have thought JSON. That's fascinating. Do you know what the big guy is? Do you remember that?
Is this the Biden thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I know about that.
Do you remember how MSNBC? Because you were saying, what do you mean journalists? You don't trust journalists? Like that was one of the most egregious things because MSNBC. Do you know about MSNBC?
I mean, tell me. No, not
after a debate where Trump brought up the big guy. The MSNBC panel unanimously, I think, did not. They let this one lady, Joy Reid or something, say something, and then no one countered her on it. She said, "The big guy, what is that? Some alt-right thing? Just dismissing it."
Yeah.
When that was the big news, what he's referring to is, what he's referring to.
Yeah.
The Biden and
right.
It was the exposed.
Texas Hunter from I'm trying to was it
Hunter Biden? Yeah,
I'm trying to remember the specific.
Oh, where he worked for the thing in Ukraine, right or not?
Yeah, was it part of the border of the Ukraine bit or I don't know? He was into so much shit, like it's hard to know.
Yeah. It was like talking about getting money. He's going to get the big guy involved. Big guy will make it happen.
Right.
That's when Biden was a vice president. Yeah. Okay, so that's like a big scandal. That's a thing. Anyone in the media would know about that, right? How do regular Uber drivers know?
Right.
And so for her to pretend or to say that it's some alt-right conspiracy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could imagine it being true ignorance, but yeah, like someone should have known on that
Yeah.
panel. Like,
And that's what I mean. That's the negligence. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
but MSNBC is a really terrible, like they're a bad example of a news organization. Like I liken them to like OAN or something.
Oh, you're reminding me of making me think of how this can actually help Democrats or left-wing people or woke or whatever. You're like, you don't want lying sacks of crap representing yourselves, right? I mean, who wants that? So what you want to do is, oh God, I've lost that. Obviously, 1-to-1. So it's obviously related to 1-to-1. Is that you want to be able to, choose who you have as a reporter. So you would have a journalist board. I mean, we could do this with the United States government. We could do it right now. Here's an actual way. This is one of the first ways I think people wrap their mind around this. The White House press corps. You know about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Of course you know about that. I meant to say, like, do you know that it's on the pool, the press pool? Do you know we've referred to that?
So
it's because the floor is above the pool, the actual pool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Nixon covered the floor, I think.
Okay.
Of a pool. He covered a pool up with a floor, and that's where the press was or something.
Oh, I did not know that.
So it's like, that's why it's called the press pool.
Huh.
I mean, like, I don't even know. Did I dream that? Because it sounds like so insane.
I'd never heard that, but
because it's a double entendre, with the whole pool. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But anyway, so to do that in a 1-to-1 representation. So I choose Jake Tapper, and you choose this guy. So we each vote for a person, and then the most people if there's 60 people that fit, and that's it, we take the top 60. We get rid of the rest because the bore is here, but we're going to chop it off, making just the benchmark. The benchmark. That's the key. That when you want the rubber meeting the road, when you're talking, I want to use this in real life. Well, you're going to be limiting something. There's only so many pages in your newsletter. There's only so many seats in your auditorium. I mean, you can't have 8 billion people sit, have a seat. So that's that. What else you got? Or did you have stuff to talk about?
I mean, the stuff I've got is all related to like news of the day. So yeah, I say we get through your stuff, and then we can use that as like Phil.
Do you want to do a show and tell? Have you ever seen a left-handed mouse that's vertical, or maybe have you seen this?
I have a colleague that has a funky mouse that maybe similar to that, but I don't know if it's that one exactly.
This is a strange ass mouse, is what this is. You hold it vertically, so it's a vertical. Wait a minute, where's your pinky go? Oh,
wait, is it for lefties? No, it's probably for the righties, right?
It's a left-handed up vertical mouse.
What?
It is the most. It's intersectional in 3 different ways.
That's funny.
Oh my God, this mouse speaks for all mice. Okay,
that's
anyway,
funny.
So also, I was thinking there's so much fun you can do with these. Do you know what these are? The new technology with belts?
My brother has one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, you can like click, and you gain weight. You go to dinner, and you can
loosen it up a bit.
One click. Or as you go to the bathroom, you can click it as you go. Maybe you got to poop and you want to help out. Nope. After each little part of the poop, bloop, you can click it and then boop.
You have your pants
buckled up. You have an inner belt that's for hernias. Okay, I don't even know. But I just love these new belts, the new technology.
Yeah, no, they're pretty sick. My brother.
Do you have a squatty potty?
Do I have one?
Yeah.
No. I don't know if she had something in there. I was going to ask.
I'm pushing squatty potties. People don't realize this is a new technology. This is like LED lights. I mean, this is fantastic. A squatty potty. And then everyone else is like, what's this object? I would never understand it. But do you remember the commercials from the squatty potty?
No.
Oh, they were great commercials because they did like a unicorn pooping ice cream, multicolored ice cream. Because they're like, how do we put a poop in a commercial to not gross everybody out? And they really did. I mean, that's off the chart. That's a skill right there. But the idea is when you sit in a seated position like I am now, just sitting, we don't poop. Our sphincter anus contraption is not open.
Mm-hmm.
It's closed. And when you squat, it opens. And the reason I'm thinking evolutionary wise is when you're sitting around the campfire, a person who pooped themselves didn't survive well in the society, right?
Yeah.
So you can sit, everything's fine. There needs to be a difference because I need to not poop while I'm sitting because That doesn't work for humans. But that's the thing, is that you got to squat. So there's a squatting aspect. If you could have those up, and it is absolutely amazing. And people, the numbers they show are like colon cancer. Like people are not really moving bowels through. Once you get over 50, kids, your streams will include all kinds of. Let's talk about my posterior vitreal detachment. So that was my show and tell. I mean, you want to just kind of back and forth? I got a million things, but it would.
Yeah, no. Let's go through yours. Keep going.
Oh, the miracle. We can get to biking as well. So look, here's a miracle. This is me, and where I was. I made a little. I do my errands on a bike, not a car.
Yeah.
And so I did 8 errands. I didn't do all of this, but I did 8 errands. And what I noticed, important biking fact, is I added the Google Maps thing difference. Like, because I always thought, oh God, it takes me so long all day long. But I only saved 30 minutes by not having a car. I mean, I would have saved 30 minutes having
a car. Yeah.
And I only lost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Because of the efficient use of the 8 things or whatever.
Right. Yeah. Well, and also, like, if you're not driving the speed, like on a high-speed highway, it's not that much slower, really.
Yeah. So I go. So I made it. I taped this to my bike because I always get lost and confused. I forget everything. So I taped it literally to my bike handlebars, and so I go to Taco Cabana. Then I go gave a guy a $2 bill. Oh man, I need to get homeless people on board. I gave a guy a deuce. I dropped a deuce on the guy. I have these $2 bills, and he was just in love with me. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. And then look, if you want to make your day, go out and give a homeless guy $1 or $2, and you feel good. You really feel good. I mean, it's I don't do this. I'm very stingy. I told you about the stickers, right? I'm probably not, but that's another story. Elementary school kids.
Oh,
I wouldn't hand out the stickers.
Oh no, I don't remember that story.
Well, it's like I'm psychotic. It really is a statement of how I'm an evil person. Go to the liquor store, then I'm going to Zips.
What is this?
A miracle happened between. I go past the Zips. The wind starts rustling. It starts to tear this off, like it's going to fly off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh God! I'm cursing the world. Hasadiga evil way. Do you know what that is? Oh my God, you need to see Book of Mormon, man. Good. Anyway, yeah, see Book of Mormon. Okay,
all right.
Make a side note. But I don't curse gods anyway. So yeah, so there's the thing's flapping. I just pull over and I go, what? I can't. I don't want to lose it, so I put it in my pocket. I'm like, wait a minute. I had passed Zips already. I was supposed to.
It's like a
miracle. The gods.
Yeah.
Send the little gusts this way. And that's what I'm talking about. There's like miracles everywhere, right? So so is that a actual God influencing me or not? And so literally when you start to open yourself up to that, it becomes a lot of decision making, like maybe I shouldn't make eggs because I keep breaking them or whatever, It's like there's all kinds of things. So it really is actually a problem to start, opening up potential of spiritual back and forth. But on the idea of biking, what did I want to say? I already said that. Oh, what about on hiking? What about Austin roads? How are Austin roads? We've talked about this.
Yeah.
See, so meanwhile, we're supposed to be keeping a pure conversation, but we did have a lot of talk. We went to Asiana on William Cannon, and we talked a lot about different things. But what were you thinking? What do you want to say to our audience? I mean, it's supposed to be Dubs and I talking, not rehash old conversations we had before.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I didn't have it. Was there something important from that conversation? I thought it was a good conversation.
That was great.
It was like the care thing, but like, yeah, I don't know that's like.
Oh, well, we talked about important. South First is the worst road in Austin that we know of.
Yeah, for biking.
For biking, for sure. Because it's a death trap. And then because you can't even be on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
There's literal poles in the road in the middle of the sidewalk part. I don't know how a wheelchair goes through that, right?
Yeah.
What is up with that, with ADA?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, I avoid it now. I guess maybe that's the answer. Is like everyone just
Survive.
Doesn't go that way. Yeah.
Survive. But Lamar and Congress, we would both say, oh yeah, there's some positive aspects to it.
Mhm.
But they're both hodgepodge. It'll start, it'll stop, it'll start.
Yeah.
Like, what in the hell's going on? I mean, all the way down. The first time I drove south, having to cross a bridge there on Congress, where the bridge just kind of shoves you into the lane a little bit, kind of.
Yeah.
That's a big surprise to the cars. You can tell it's a big surprise to bikers, me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, you know, there's like that much of the side road next to the railing or whatever, and then like the line, and then
Oh, and what's up with these railings? Like so the sidewalk side, sometimes you'll have a railing if there's a sidewalk outside of the thing, and these giant metal, harsh 90-degree metal, just flanges sitting out, flange, ready to catch a knee, anything that you've got, any flesh that comes by, boom, it'll just rip it off. You don't know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Okay, I'll take pictures.
I don't think I'm quite as intimidated.
I see it all the time. It's I don't know what to do. It's so it's psychotic. But that reminds me of the unblock, because the unblock is where you separate pedestrians and people, and this is a factor. This is an issue of we've got 4 minutes left, kind of under our timer, but this is an issue of how people think, how people receive things. What you were doing is saying, wait a minute, I don't want my special thing. I got a thing that I have, and I don't want that affected. So no, I don't like this thing that you have. Homophobia, new ideas, you know what I mean? Like other people, other humans, that we're naturally, innately, to survive in bands, we don't trust people with new ideas. Oh no, is it back to its old tricks?
It shows us to be on here, but
well, that's interesting. Oh, do I have to do a thing here? Try again.
Oh, now this changed. Wait, 1 second.
I wonder what's different.
Couldn't connect your devices.
Now that is interesting. I guess we have a natural time limit we didn't know about. I mean, we are being recorded audio. Fascinating. And what got it to go? It's disconnected. So we need to go. What did we do? We went to settings.
We had to like restart basically last time.
Sorry, everybody. Wait, restart. You can't. I'm sorry. You know, I literally thought just now. Can you still stream while you're restarting? That's how my brain works. Oh my god.
Oh wait, it says it's connected now. Maybe so. Maybe just a little timing thing.
What is? We don't know.
It just magically reconnected.
Fascinating. What did we do? So you have to feel a certain thing. Maybe it was a topic of conversation. The gods are spoken.
What was it?
We should not be talking about whatever just happened.
Okay.
I will never speak of that again.
See, I was clearly right. Yeah.
The reason the gods are interfering, you know why? We didn't do an invocation. Thank you, gods. But take that shit way the fuck over there. We don't need any help. We love you. See, the whole concept of thanking gods is thank you. This is great that you're helping in any way you're helping. But for the love of God, do not interfere. Almost like, don't interfere. In fact, don't ruffle my things. Don't help me out. Don't hurt me out. Just thank you for help. Well, but that's thinking we do want them to help. You know, you have a daughter, you dying of cancer. You want the gods to help. Of course. See, everybody wants the help. So thank you for whatever you do. But I ain't doing nothing for you. Don't form contracts with gods. Is my whole point. You know. No matter how many times they do magic, no matter how many times you feel like you're on the Carbonaro effect, this guy Jesus.
The what effect?
Carbonaro effect, the magician. Do you know who that?
Oh no.
Oh God, fantastic show. Wait, we might have talked about this. Scare tactics. Do you know about scare tactics?
Not in the context you're talking about.
Oh, wait a minute. I might be thinking of someone else. Like scare tactics. So I love playing tricks on people or whatever, right? And just the psychology of it, right? Like there's people that burned up in the fire. They sat there eating their food, and the restaurant was on
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, you mentioned that. Yeah.
You know, that's kind of fascinating psychologically. So a magician, the most fascinating thing is these people. That's where the restaurant, where the psychological aspect is that you do what other people around you do. If everyone stays seated, you don't feel like there's a problem, even though the smoke gets more. There's flames coming from the kitchen. It's like completely on fire. Everyone's on fire. I mean, it's on fire, but no one is reacting like there's a fire. So we believe there's not a problem. And so that's what's going on now in society. Society is on fire, and everyone's like, I'm going to invest in this, and everything's fine. And I mean, it's on fire, guys. And it doesn't mean that we need to react and run away from the table. I'm saying eat your salad, eat your dessert, but you better hope there's some carrot cake in there, because we need to plant the seeds of the carrots. Carrots in the ground is what I'm talking about. Plant those seeds. Oh, do you want to talk about the other answer to the universe? So 1-to-1 representation. When I say plant seeds in the ground, elect representatives. Start electing representatives. Just do that. Just do it. Yeah, you're doing it right. There's no wrong answer.
What was the other answer?
Oh, the other solution to the universe. Answer to the universe. Yes, yeah. So let me describe the answer to the universe as you listen and reload. So what qualifies, when I say answer to the universe, what am I talking about? I'm talking about something that is unstoppable. I'm trying to kind of come up with, what is it? Because it's something in my head, and I mean when I say this. I don't mean that like the porta potty. What is it? The squatty potty. That's not the answer to the universe. The squatty potty, by squatting and pooping freely in a wonderful, beautiful, heaven-like experience, you are not causing solutions to be solved because of that, right? So what's something that causes solutions to flow, that kind of thing? What, this action has all these ramifications that are amazing. So it's unstoppable. No tyrannical government can stop you from doing it. Elected representation is one of those. The other one, curated wisdom, is another one of those. You write down, handwrite, however you want, but it's got to be in writing. You're giving something in writing to your child, of their father. As a child, I have a mother and a father. They're very important to me. If they had given me written wisdom, I would not throw it away. I might say, I hate this. These guys are idiots, but I ain't throwing it away. I mean, I know it, and I can throw it away. Sure, I'll throw it away, but I know it. You see what I mean? There's a difference there. So that's one thing that's going on. I'm talking about the peripherals, but let me explain what we're talking about. What makes something an answer to the universe? It's simple. It can be passed along to any human being. 70 IQ and above can get it. Certain people, if you can't tie your shoes, maybe you're not able to understand something. But these things are understandable. I'm saying elect a representative. Say who you want. I mean, think about that. A severely mentally retarded person could say, I like Miss Johnson, and there you go. I mean, that's electing a representative, okay? So that's a thing that they can do. So it's simple, but the concept is simple. I guess that's not exactly what I'm saying. So it's simple to do, but to understand it is simple. Unstoppable, free. There's no money involved. There's no money. And now I'm talking to Dwayne. Free. It's now free. You don't have to charge any money for it. Obviously, that's an important thing to say to people, because
the 1-to-1 thing, is that what you're saying?
Well, what's an answer to the universe?
Oh,
if it requires you to give me money, that's a scam. That's not the answer to the universe. That's a different story. That's you're being ripped off. That's a phishing or something. That's one aspect. And then the other one is, from this simple action we're talking about, all of these benefits, multiple benefits that benefit each other, and benefits reproduce benefits, and it becomes nothing but a benefit world. And there's so much utopia. And you're going to tell me, you're going to say, I'm so sick of utopia. God damn, this is too much utopia. That's what I'm talking about.
I think I've heard this before.
You're going to want the days of the barbarian.
You're saying we're going to get tired of winning? Is that what you're saying?
We're going to be tired of winning is the reference, yes. Which is a great thing that Trump said. I mean, that's just funny to say. It's funny now that there are so many people using that as against him. Yeah, I think I'm actually tired of winning. If that's what it is, we're going to invade a country that, for the unmentionable country. there's that. So that's what an answer to the universe is. What are your reflections on that? Just what an answer to the universe is.
So, just like, should such a thing exist, or you're saying what do I think the answers to the universe are, or what?
No, I'm saying what qualifies as calling something the answer to the universe.
Oh gosh, well, I mean, to me, that would be kind of like, why does it exist at all? That would be kind of where I would be going with that. Like, where did it? What was the origin? What happened before the Big Bang? That sort of thing.
Oh, but that's a mystery of the universe.
Mhm.
That's not really an answer, not a solution. But that's interesting. I'm doing a little study here, I guess. So when I say answer to the universe, you're thinking of the origins of mankind, all things being resolved, knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about solutions. What are the solutions to the universe? The answer, the thing that fixes everything, fixing solutions.
See, I don't feel like it's broken though. Maybe that's where I'm maybe differing.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So there you go. So people, it's interesting. So here, I've just realized my audience is going to be people like if you think everything's fine, you're like, oh, well.
Oh, I don't know that I think everything's fine. I just don't think everything's broken.
Yeah, you're like, no, well, but remember last episode you said, well, why wouldn't a committee of Congress just handle this?
Oh,
right. So your mindset is still there, and that's what I mean. People. Well, that's a pejorative to say it that way. Your mindset is still in this kindergarten level. I'm trying to work on my own.
No, it's fine. It shows that you have much less faith in the system than I do. I still do have some remnant faith in the system.
Right. So I'm realizing people that will understand my message just simply understand it. They're going to be the ones living in they're going to say, yes, I get it. The government's all messed up. And so there's a different type of a person. And so happy, wealthy, healthy people, you're going to think everything's better. Yeah. You got what you want.
Right. Yeah. I think to me, I feel like the problem is us, right? Like that the government hasn't changed significantly enough to explain the turmoil we see. I think that it's more that we have changed, like I think technology, the media, foreign interference, all these things have had changed the way that government runs, but I think the fundamentals are still there, and it could still work, but we have changed.
Right. But either way, even if it's not our fault, it's our problem. Maybe.
Oh, sure, it's absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
It's like we need to do the best we can with each of ourselves.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're all hoping. I don't see that online. The conversation, the banter is very idiocracy level. It's very you're stupid and you're retarded. Instead of like, I'm smart in this way that I have this idea. I have the solution or whatever. But yeah, what did you want to say about that?
Well, all I was trying to say there was that I don't think that the system needs radical changing. I think that we could change ourselves and get it back to a better spot, but it may require more than that.
So can you connect that to one-to-one what I'm saying? We need to form a board. That's us solving a problem. The way I sell it online, I don't sell it. Everyone rejects it and calls me retarded. But what when I say online is we need to come together and solve our own problems.
Yeah.
And so that fits with that kind of.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you're saying, well, I don't want to work with the other people, that's another issue people have. Well, then don't work with them. Form a board of people you care about or whatever. But remember, when in the big picture, all Americans are going to have to come together. The biggest picture, humans, and then in the biggest picture, all the aliens and whatever, are going to have to come together. But, did you ever see Hail Mary?
No, but I've heard several people recommend it now. I need to.
I don't know what's going on. Here's my theory. I saw it because I got out of the dentist and Brian no-showed on lunch. And so I'm like, well, I'm here. Instead of calling on Uber, this is what I did. All right, let me go across the street because there's a theater. If the movie's starting soon, I'll watch it. It was starting 4 minutes from when I got there.
Nice.
I'm like, oh, that's God's out of my hands. Actually, I tried to reject it, but I was like, no, I have to. And yeah, so that I should have brought something to alter my state for that movie. Okay, I do not recommend seeing this movie sober.
Oh. Wow.
It's 2 hours and 39 minutes, which is.
Yeah, I heard it was long, but
11% of the day. Yeah. Jesus, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, no, I did hear it was fairly long, but I've heard several people highly recommend it that I listened to.
Okay, my theory is these people have been starved of actual movies that have had made any attempt at making a movie and being coherent.
Yeah.
It's all been woke nonsense or blast radius nonsense of just, visual or reproduction. Here's another. Hold on. We got to praise Hail Mary no matter what. So this is why you need to see Hail Mary, because it's a new thing that is not a Hail Mary 2 or Hail Mary, a new version, the new 2026 version of the same story that's been told. Oh my God, we're stuck in TV land where we just watch the same Christmas, specials over and over again or something with these movies. I'm like, well, there's more things coming out, like Mortal Kombat too, and it's still mind blowing. This is an example of how 1-to-1 representation would change it radically. So top-down movie producers are the authority, the establishment. They're offering us, do you want to see this movie? Do you want to see this? They're offering choices to us. We need to come together and offer choices to them. Do you want to die? I mean, do you want to never make this kind of movie again? Right? We're communicating to them. We're offering what we want. Here's what we win on a movie like this. And people would have said, I want a movie like Hail Mary. Realistic is what they say. But I'm telling you, dude, I find major flaws. Are you going to see it or not?
Unlikely.
Okay. Do you want me to spoil it? Or why I think it's not logical?
Tell me.
Okay, so this is going to be a Hail Mary spoiler for the no viewers. We have audience-free entertainment here. Spoiler alert for Hail Mary. Bing, I said that and we're done. Now, I'm just talking about the logic, because everyone says it's like a science-based sci-fi. It's like realistic.
Okay.
Very realistic in many ways compared to what we're used to, right? Not a superhero movie whatsoever. Not some nonsensical thing. Very realistic. They show a dark side of things where it ends up he is. If you really want me to spoil it,
if you feel like you need to explain it, but I don't necessarily
I've started to just go, well, I'm going to spoil the whole movie. But no, the only point is where when he realizes I can't. If it'll spoil the movie. I'm sorry.
You did say spoilers. I mean,
you know what? Actually, here's another. We were talking about cultural impact and cultural points where, we all know where we were when Princess Di died, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't, but I think I was kind of young then.
When you found out about it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. How old were you?
I was that was early 90s? When did that happen?
I don't know. I don't know where I was.
Well, and also I didn't have TV when I was that age. When I was pretty young. So
that is a good point. Where was I? Wow, that was 2000 something. Wait a minute. I remember where I was. I don't remember when I was.
It's 2000 something. Okay,
I think so.
If it's 2000 something, then I should have known. But for some reason, I thought that was in the 90s.
Here, let me try to get an internet account and get it set up with something. Monkeys fight over grape. What are we saying? We're asking what?
When did Princess Di pass?
Oh, yeah.
You're going to search on YouTube?
Are there a bunch of people chatting right now? I have no idea how to see the people. I'm looking on YouTube. Do you see
scroll back up. I think it says at the very top. On the right there. On this day in 1997. 97. Okay. So I would have been actually in high school then. So let's see. I was
97.
I was a freshman in high school. Shoot.
Yeah, there's nobody watching. So in high school, you were in high school. Oh yeah, so that was no big deal because you didn't see a bunch of her.
Right. Yeah, and all I did in high school was play sports and go home and my whole days were sports, school, church. That was it.
So it was another some icon people were shoving down people's throats is dead. Who cares? It's great. So being free. That's what one of the wonderful things about living in a non-urban scenario. Just free, own land, care about your families, get out of cities, escape the cities is the message of a lot of people. Have you heard that message lately?
I guess I haven't heard it recently, but I mean, it's certainly where I grew. That kind of, that's kind of I grew up rural my whole life, or most all my life, and it was definitely kind of the theme.
Yeah, but it's since 2020. I mean, with the
Yeah.
craziness. Well, the 20 insurrections with the craziness, chaotic anti-fascist, but also the government COVID crackdown. That's different in cities and countries where they can do whatever they want.
Yep.
I mean, we had restaurant. Where were you? Well, so here's the thing where we all remember when the restaurants of their city were shut down.
Oh,
do you
yeah.
remember when Austin? Oh, where were you?
So I was in Austin. Yeah, I was down in South Austin. I remember just like I got sick or thought I was sick at the very beginning of COVID, and so I stayed home and did go out for like 3 weeks, I think, at the beginning, and then then
You got sick with COVID or no?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like it wasn't bad sick. It wasn't, so probably not.
Okay.
But yeah.
And so when the restaurant shut down, you were not in a restaurant.
Right. Yeah. No. But
like me, I was at Maudie's South.
Yeah.
You know, South Mark.
Mhm.
At Maudie's, and that was crazy. We got kicked out of the restaurant. I mean, we had to leave.
Oh, they literally shut it down like the middle of the day or something?
Yes.
Like, oh, you're.
It was fascinating. It was so beautiful. The thing was, as soon as I heard there's a pandemic and they're going to possibly shut down restaurants, I was like, let's go to as many restaurants as we can because this is the time to use it. You know, to go.
Yeah.
And so the irony, oh my God, we got to get out there and start breathing on people. And so, we went out, and I'm always going out and doing stuff. And so I was hitting up Maudie's, and I just loved the fact that it was shut down while we were doing it.
Yeah, that's pretty
wild.
wild.
We recorded it. I don't think I did. Did you get any? Did you go to Costco or anything when all that was going on? Like to see the long lines?
I'm trying to think of like when I went out, because no, I think I had Amazon. I did go to HEB at some point, but I didn't do. Yeah, I didn't do a whole lot. I mean, I was, I guess I was respectful of the fact that I thought that like
you shouldn't be out and about.
Yeah. Like I don't, cheers.
Isn't this adorable? Cheers, cheers, everyone.
But I did. My grandmother passed like early on. I'm not sure if it was from COVID, but she was in the hospital at the time when it all kind of happened, and she passed away while she was in there from like a lung infection of some sort. So very well could have been COVID. But she
how old was she?
She was 86, I believe.
That's the country, the healthy country. You're not breathing. I mean, right off the bat, we know breathing crappy stuff. But I think having to put up with insane political opinions of nonsensical people, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing. I think the city is we don't need cities. You know what I mean? The unblock is like that level of interaction. That's the closest we need to be to people.
Yeah.
We each have our own territory. We each have our own space. We belong to two local boards.
I've always felt that way. That's kind of like a sort of the founding, though. There's always that kind of like contrast, right? Wasn't it like the Jeffersonian versus the Madisonian view of like power, and should it be consolidated like urban power versus like?
Oh wait, Madison and Jefferson I thought they were on the same side of that. No.
Oh, I may have.
I know Hamilton wanted like a strong presidency.
Oh, maybe that's right.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right. I was hoping you'd like field that for me because I can't recall. But I just remember there was that distinction, like kind of like urban versus more rural, like the emphasis, and that sort of the reasons why we have like the smaller states kind of still have equal representation in the Senate, sort of like breaking down that power.
Yeah. Yeah, we went, my brother took me and his son to DC. That was a great visit. Do you know what Close Up is? Close Up is a program where you go to DC in junior or senior year of high school, and I've heard it's like influenced by libertarians much more than anything else. But I went to that, and that is, I don't know. I am pro-gun, right? I don't know if I'm pro-gun because I reasonably understand why I'm pro-gun, because I can tell you why I'm pro-gun, or is it because when I went to DC, they divided us into two groups. I went with the pro-gun people to hear the pro-gun argument. This is what their strategy or their thing was. You go hear the anti-gun people, you hear the pro-gun people, we come back and we debate.
Okay.
And so I went to pro-gun people, and I'm like, yes, that's all making sense to me. Okay. And we leave that, and I'm, yes. But I think I was programmed beforehand, but I don't know now. So there's one of the downsides is I don't know if I was programmed to think that,
Right. That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, to me, anti-gun arguments are just, I don't get it.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to see the other side of that, especially with our country in particular, right? Like, I mean, of course, it's easy to see, like, oh well, all these deaths that we wouldn't have in theory because of, if we didn't have them, I mean, it's an
Yeah,
argument.
but look at UK and the knives and the things they have to make illegal.
Sure. But I mean, I'd say we have more deaths than from like.
Do you know that more people are killed by being offended in the UK than with knives?
More people are killed.
Do you know people are being arrested by saying something online like, saying that women cannot have a penis?
I know they have some bonker laws, but yeah, I don't know about
I mean,
that.
there's like hundreds of thousands, I think,
Yeah.
of people that have been given, it's crimes. It's a crime. You've been given a ticket. The cops will come to your house, not necessarily all the time, I guess, but that's like, so it's beyond out of control. It was out of control several years ago. And that's it. But meanwhile, sorry.
No, where were we going?
Well, we were talking about rural.
Oh yeah. Well, we got on the gun topic, which I thought was interesting.
Oh yeah. It's close up, and I was talking about close up, and
oh yeah, and you don't know why you're you what would naturally have been Second Amendment.
And then I don't know why I brought up close up because of kids, and we went to DC. We had to saw Madison's house, his estate.
Yeah.
And that was a great tour. I got to give thanks in his temple, which I thought was like one of the best things ever, to give my statement of thanks or whatever. He has a little temple. He has a little circular temple.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, I could look it up, but that's not working for me.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
It's a circular, maybe 10, 15 feet wide, 15 feet wide in dome. Your classic little Greek, or what people would, when they redid all the classical stuff, that's what they would do. And the garden, there'd be this little circular thing with columns.
Okay.
Yeah, like the Jefferson Memorial. Have you been to DC at all?
Wait. I have been to DC. I don't know that I went to the Jefferson Memorial there. I only went there once for like a conference, so I didn't get to do all the like sightseeing I would have liked to.
That is a great memorial. We went to Jefferson's house too. That was an incredible visit. And then Jefferson really did. They're like saying it now. He had sex with Sally Hemings, and
yeah.
And
didn't they have a child?
Yes, they had a child, but you're not even understanding the half of it. That ain't nothing that he had sex with his slave. Like, oh man, he's gonna take some hit points, and might as well let's pull the Band-Aid off everybody. Okay, Jefferson was not the best guy in the world. First of all, he's an elitist. I don't identify with elitist.
I like Jefferson, but why are you saying he's elitist?
Yeah. Do you know that did I ever tell you about the breakfast in Africa in the bush?
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
I don't want the same way. Yeah, I don't want people like serving me.
I don't want to be part of the elite. I don't like. No. What? So Jefferson. Well, first of all, I guess it's if you got slaves, you might as well use them. So he had a thing where he'd like ring a bell, and then they would dumbwaiter so this black guy wouldn't have to enter the room. Well, first of all, they're a human. They're going to hear what you're talking about. So since you're talking about them, probably, how can we oppress black people? Well, we don't want black people in the room, so we ring a bell, and then they send a thing down. So that's how they got bottles of wine as they're talking and all that, and that makes sense. But that's like beyond luxury. You already got a slave. Have a slave bring your freaking wine. That doesn't make any sense to me. Actually, I can't conceive of that. I think he's just an inventor type, and he's like, I can go above and beyond.
For sure.
And a lot of his stuff was little inventions in the place. And he had his bedroom was like in the middle. His bed was in the middle, so he could get out of this bed and be in the living room, or this bed and be in the kitchen, or something like that. The bedroom.
Wait, you're saying
the bed was between your two rooms.
Yeah,
it's a really fun, exciting thing when you, except for these parts I'm telling you now. So yeah, he's great in so many ways, right? And we can love people for what they do, like Bill Maher. I love his fighting for free speech. He's a hero, right? Make a statue of Bill Maher. Insane stuff comes out of Bill Maher all the time. It's not nothing to be ashamed of. It all happens. Things people say stupid crap. I mean, I'm sure I do. I don't think I do, but I mistakenly say something. I don't ever say crazy stuff.
A little crazy, but not like terribly crazy. I think often in jest.
It's often in jest, and then there's the whole, there's the groping and whatever, um, which is all. That's science fiction. So that's me. That is me talking about my science fiction novel that I'm writing. That's my out. Anarchy is the whole Anarchy Chronicles is the whole out. This is some theoretical future joke, Gulliver or whatever. Oh wow, what are we talking about? Who are you? What the hell's going on here? We on live.
Well, let's see. We got like 2 minutes left. Should we wrap it up? Do we have any content we need to cover?
That is amazing. The last 2 minutes went by really slow. That was amazing.
You reset it, right? I thought you reset it for like another 30 minutes.
Oh, it went through. It went over. Oh my god! You mean we've gone 2 of these?
Well, I think we were like probably 30 minutes. Like that's like.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we were over that much.
Yeah.
No, we're not. It's counting down.
It is counting down. I don't know what's going on there.
Dude,
oh wait, that's counting up though.
I think we've gone 3 hours. Is that right?
No, it's saying an hour and 51.
No, an hour and 50 minutes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so the unblock. We never talked about the whole concept that you. So you did not understand the unblock, but that's not what I really get into. And maybe we can't get into it now. But I want to tap into what goes on in your head when you don't understand something I'm saying, right?
Okay.
So when I talk about the unblock, I'm saying no windows on this side of the wall and all that. I feel like you're saying, wait a minute, I want windows on my walls. So I don't want this.
Yeah. Well, it was part of me just like is the whole man's home is his castle kind of thing. I want to do whatever the hell I want in my domicile. I want to put windows in the floor.
Right. Okay. So this is an understood sacrifice. And so that's a good point because there is a sacrifice. You're just like with one-to-one representation. I'm saying I'm taking myself out of the conversation, I'm leaving the room. I appointed someone to represent me. So I am sacrificing my own voice, to be heard by this guy. But you are saying I'm agreeing, I'm never going to build a window or open an opening where I can see through because of people. two binoculars come out of the bricks. You're agreeing to that for the benefit of not having that neighbor next to you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you. And I want to make sure you understand, like, this is a linear house where every room has a window. Like you can have full top to bottom window all the way across, like it's nothing but glass. The back wall is the closet, So, because I was like imagining, like, Dubs is like talking about burrowing through the closet and carving out a window. This doesn't make any sense. The entire thing is built this way. But what you're saying is, what if I would have tear it down and rebuild a whole different thing? Yes. So it is definitely a socialist, HOA, completely fascist controlled thing that you're agreeing to give up the right to have a window over there. So that is an aspect. But do you see that from an urban point of view, that concept that each room has a window, that side, each room opens up to that side yard. You have yard that is yours. No one is looking into it even.
Mm-hmm.
And you have access to a utopian pathway in the backyard where your children walk. No cars can possibly get back there.
Mm-hmm.
You would shoot someone to death if they were driving a car in there. It would be authorized. That's deadly force is absolutely authorized by Texas law. I know that for a fact. If I drive through a neighborhood, if I drive through an apartment complex, I think deadly force is used. You can use deadly force against me, right?
You're talking about like if you went off.
If I go to an apartment complex in a part where there's grass and walkways, and there's people walking, there's kids playing down there, and I'm driving through there, I think you can take me out.
Seems reasonable
by Texas law currently.
Yeah.
So no one's driving a car back there.
Yeah, but I think Texas law probably means you could shoot anyone anytime in general. But
no. I've gotten my CHL twice with the same guy.
Yeah.
Do you know the dude? He does a podcast. Come and take it. Wait a minute. It's a pun. It's not, I'm not saying it right. Anyway, so there's a dude that's like the best advocate for pro gun. He's black, gay, but doesn't mention it. And sorry if that's like we're not talking about that, but he is black. Did I say that?
He did say that.
Oh, he's black. Well, you don't recognize the black guy that likes guns.
The one guy.
Come and Take It podcast is his whole thing. It's great. He's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
But I've taken the courses from him, literally.
Yeah. Is he from here?
He lives. He's here in Austin.
Austin. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's right there. Syntex Gun Works.
Okay.
On 71, if you know where that is.
Don't. I probably should.
Yeah, I got a gun there. It's awesome. And also, I was there the second time I was going. I had to tell some guy, "Hey, you don't want to point guns at people because people, when they look at guns, they're like, oh, interesting. I like this gun. Hi, I'm right here over the wall." I was like, "Hey, we're on the other side of the wall. I don't need you pointing guns at the wall. So right. I'm over here." That's fascinating. First of all, should be someone on top of that. You've seen plenty of those, right? Where people are at the gun range and they're like, or they take a picture of them shooting someone or pointing a gun at somebody.
Gosh, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it happens, and people go. Sure the guy in charge goes, "Yep, the gun's out of your hand, and you are out of here. Goodbye, thank you." Yeah. How would you think that is remotely acceptable? It's fascinating. But that's a lesson that guy needed to learn.
For sure. Yeah.
You get kicked out, but you need to learn that you don't play with this. But to me, that's a New York attitude. Whatever, New York people. Ooh, that's you. That's you, New York. But it wears off on people. Do you see how I'm saying everything pervades in society? If you let people just kind of do their, I say let everybody. I'm saying if you don't promote your own culture and your own self and way of doing things, it becomes this kind of New York way of thinking, and it will all become a bunch of New Yorkers, and no one cares and whatever. Okay, how about got way off track here? What do we? Did I talk about the unblock and you were bad and wrong?
Yeah. You brought that up, and somehow we got on the Second Amendment, which is a great topic.
Okay, I'm sorry. We are wrapping up, right? We're near wrapping up.
Yep.
Okay, so let's do a wrap up phase where we make sure we don't have anything left on our minds. Okay. No more introduction of quarter sheets or anything.
Okay.
These are quarter sheets, by the way. I recommend cutting quarter sheets. Post-it notes get stuck on things. You can't stack them and flap them. Quarter sheets. This is brought to you. This stream brought to you by quarter sheets. Okay. What kind of closing remarks or things you're thinking about?
Let's see. I'm on my mind now. I'm trying to summarize what we covered because it's fun to think about all the topics we covered and the meandering topics. But was there a through line?
We could watch ourselves in the past. We could time travel.
No, we don't need to do that. No.
We're not going to do it now. Okay, I know that because that's going to be chaotic and it'll take me 10 minutes. And then what's the point, Yeah. But we could. Time markers. Oh, that's the time marker thing, maybe. But it doesn't. It's not to the public. We can make time markers as a YouTuber. That I'm a YouTuber now. I can make a time marker because I'm privileged. I'm using my point of privilege. I can make a time marker for editing purposes. Gotcha. You can't see that out there in the real world.
Yeah, you could. This would be the closing remarks. And
I'd only see it after I stop and edit. I'm very beginning. This is second stream, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be second actual legitimate stream.
Yeah,
Been practices or testing or something.
Yeah, screw ups.
Yep. Fascinating. And I didn't even drink all the apple juice. We got skulls full here. But that is a technique right there. If this was whiskey and you wanted to control yourself, you say, okay, I'm going to drink half drinks. That way I drank 6 drinks. My brain feels like, oh my God, we're having a party. It's like college. Did you know Texas A&M is the largest college in the world, maybe?
What are you talking about?
Texas A&M University.
Is largest in size?
The main one, not the whole network system or with some crap like that. The main one in College Station. It has more students enrolled than any college in human history. It might be.
I don't think that's true.
Oh God, a Challenger. Do you think we need to look it up or not?
I don't think that's right. Well, I think it was when I worked, because I remember I used to work at Texas State, and I remember us looking at those numbers. I didn't think that they were. Maybe that's true.
I'm so stupid. I don't mind letting people know. This is how I search for things. I am on the boomer end of X. My younger brothers are not. Do you know that I've become dependent on AI? It doesn't have the summary for me. What do I do?
So maybe specify Texas A&M, or no, maybe just do largest Texas colleges,
Oh well, our largest university. Yeah,
universities. Yeah.
largest.
There we go.
Um, um, oh well, that's like online or something. Arizona State University.
By enrollment. Okay, yeah, so fair.
Oh,
So
well, this doesn't really sell it as well. So you know, you're right. AI determined proof.
but I mean, you're up there. You're in the top 3. So
But I think Arizona's like an online thing.
probably.
It's probably counting accounts that are still there. Like I applied 15 years ago, and it's like stuck in the process.
I didn't realize Ohio was number 3. That actually surprised me.
Twice I forgot to put the mixer in my apple juice, and I learned the Beau way. So that was a bad idea. Okay, so meanwhile, what are we?
We're like doing closing thoughts. No,
We are closing thoughts.
Yeah. What do you got?
I just appreciate the progress that you have brought into my life. So yeah, I gotta appreciate you because
That's sweet of you.
you're so retarded in understanding everything else. I gotta. How do I? Here, I appreciate the like with behavior kids. Sometimes you showed up to school. You know what I mean? I'm not kidding, dude. Some of these kids like, oh, you stopped the teacher, but you showed up to school. You're attending today. Your attendance is great. You stayed in the handcuffs all day while the police process you. You light up my life. You bring me hope. You make me want to carry. You know the song, right? You know the song I'm singing, or
It sounds familiar, but no.
You light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You remember that, dude? I guess that's like
that's the thing. I don't know anything.
That's like
about.
70s maybe or 80s or something. Dude, I remember dancing at these Camp Champions. It's like this camp on Lake LBJ.
I forget your old school, Austin.
Yeah. So wait, how much younger are you? We
I was born in 81, so.
So we're 12 years apart. What constellation Chinese are you?
With this cock. It was like a.
Oh my God, that's you and Sarah.
Is that right?
And I are cock.
That or rat, but I think I'm a cock. I think
the cock cast. Why didn't we do that? But it's so funny because Sarah is much younger than me, or was. You know, I mean, our relationship is not still active. But I think of ex-girlfriend. I don't think of ex-girlfriend. They're all girlfriends to me. So sometimes people ask me, I'm talking about my girlfriend of 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Who never.
No, I think all women are mine still. Like in my head, like they're all just
right.
All
it's
mine.
A possessive thing.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I still have control over these. That's our homo way of doing it. I mean, maybe that's survival. It's like, yeah, no, she's still in the mix. The band
right.
of humans, like, no, you can still got a chance. Yeah. I know she had a kid with that guy, and I think that's what the 7-year itch is, right? Women have raised the kid. The kid can survive on their own. Now they're like, okay, I'll find someone else. So women kind of maybe go with someone else, but men are like, don't worry, you're coming back. I got you. I got you. Go to the next round. I'll need a 7-year break. But Sarah, and we knew there was a big difference. We didn't really think about it a lot, I guess, until we were talking about Chinese. What Chinese your zodiac are you? I'm like, you're the cock. Well, I'm the cock. Wait a minute. Why? How is that? Oh, because you're 12 years younger than me. Oh my God! It made it so clear, because of that. Now,
wait. So Sarah was my age?
Not necessarily. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess so. Yes, of course. I'm so sorry.
For some reason, I thought she was younger than me. Like,
even younger. Wow.
Yeah.
No, she was as young as you.
Okay.
I guess. Apparently.
Definitely don't feel young anymore. But yeah.
Right. Okay. So we are wrapping this up. We're not bringing up new topics or ex-girlfriends or anything like that. I want to thank everyone for not watching this. Nobody watched live, but you can, and I'll do better at whatever. I mean, but it's Sunday. I mean, do we want to commit to anything or semi-commit?
Sure. What are we committing to? What?
Like a Sunday in the future? Or
Oh, sure. Yeah. Not the. Let's see.
Dubs only does
What's the
Easter.
12th?
The 12th?
Is that Sunday or Saturday? I can probably do it if it's not the 12th. I have something on the 12th though.
Okay, so most live streamers. Okay, so we're going to do it at some point in the future. No one's watching this, so it doesn't matter what we say anyway, right?
Today's the 5th, so 7 plus 5 be the 13th. So yeah, we'd be fine, right?
Okay, we're looking we're looking at next
good.
Sunday, and that's what we'll do. So, no time specified. No help to you. Whoever would possibly. But that's the thing. I need to be interested. So my whole world has changed. I need to be like getting viewers and subs. For the love of God, click like and subscribe. That's usually what you do at the end of end of a stream where no one's watched for this long. Like and subscribe. Nobody anyway.
They'll do it. Don't worry.
What?
They'll do it. Don't worry. Just gotta ask.
All right. So that's it. Boom. Do it. All right.